Hi everyone. Hi all. Today, welcome to the new session. This is a new session on a new concept. Today we'll be exploring IaC, which is infrastructure as code. We'll discuss why it is needed and what all tools we are using, and we'll try to introduce one of the famous popular tool that is already available in the market and the most popular one. Okay. So that's the agenda for today mainly. And I'm jumping into the agenda once again. So we'll be discussing firstly about the infrastructure as code. We'll call it as IaC normally. So whenever you are seeing IaC somewhere, you can upgrade it as an infrastructure as code. Okay. And we'll look into IaC tools and also finally the Terraform. Terraform is the kingmaker, we can call it, in IaC because it's an open source. And yeah, there are some kind of licensing is already there in place, but it is open source as well. So do you know what is infrastructure as code? Do you heard about it? What it is? Any idea?
Yes, sir, I've heard about infrastructure as a code.
Hmm.
I think it's like a platform or something.
It's a platform. Okay, then any other ideas?
Uh, I just heard like infrastructure as a code and platform as a service. IaC, PaaS, SaaS.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a different, right? That's a different IaaS. That is infrastructure as service. It's a service. It's a provide service provided by cloud. This is different infrastructure
yeah,
as code. That is platform as service, PaaS, IaaS, like that. No, that's different.
yeah,
Yeah, they are providing us some kind of infrastructure. We need to manage the infrastructure. The rest of the thing will be taken care of by the cloud provider, like that. That's a different story. But this is infrastructure as code, IaC. Uh, from the word you can will get it like it's something from code, right? So
yes,
yeah, with the help of code, we are generating some infrastructure. That's the basic idea that's the idea that need to come to your mind whenever you are seeing IaC or infrastructure as code somewhere. Okay. So basically it is like creating some kind of infrastructure with the help of some code. That's it. Okay.
okay,
And let me tell you why it is required. So, as you know, in previous stages, what happens, right? If they need to procure something or the IT is trying to establish a new infrastructure and all, what happens is like there will be a business team, as you know, that workflow, right? We have already discussed it in the DevOps part. The business team will be there and they will be giving some kind of like decisions, and accordingly the business analyst will analyze what kind of things has to be achieved, and finally they will arrive on a decision. Okay, they need to go to something, and then the concerned solution architect or lead will be thinking and designing and architecting the solution that they need, and then accordingly what are solutions, what are things, what are technical things or the configurations they did, accordingly they need to procure something, and then it will be transferred to the different level of engineers like field engineers, system engineers, storage admins and all, to procure. Once it is arrived, then they need to configure all those things, and it will be like going through different level of engineers including the application team, and then it will be deployed into some, what we can say, to in their own premises or something. So there will be, what happens the deployment will be very slow. It is very expensive because a lot of people are involving in it. And the automation part is like it would be very difficult to automate it because like there are a few parties are in place there for some kind of activities. So they all the engineers have their own part. So that it is very difficult to put it into automation. Also, there will since there are a lot of people came in these activities, there will be huge amount of error may happen, and also there will be like wastage of resources and a lot of things will happen. Okay, these are the main challenges that we had earlier in IT infrastructure. Okay, and that is like evolved and DevOps comes in and a lot of technologies, agile methodologies, a lot of things come in, and then these kind of issues got resolved. And when it comes to IaC, see, so this is the how in all the times how an application is architected and deployed and all, and later it was changed actually. Okay, so when it comes to IaC, it is like basically IaC, from the word itself we can say that IaC is something like we can create the resources and all with the help of some kind of code. Exactly. So basically it is like we are executing some kind of script or code or something, and we are getting, or we are possibly will be creating some kind of infrastructure which allows us to deal with like the surveys or the networks or the security groups or the databases or whatever. Okay, so we are doing some kind of execution of some kind of script or code, similar things now, with the help of command line. Basically, where we are running scripts, it's on command line, right? In the last
Yes.
session, we spoke about Azure CLI, which is a command line interface that we have for Azure. We know that kubectl is the command that we normally use to manage our Kubernetes clusters, right? So similarly,
Yes, sir.
command lines is we can use script and all for handling those kind of infrastructure using command line interface. So basically the idea is to create this kind of environments or infrastructure with the help of some kind of code. And the main advantages are like in IaC, what happens is, let me tell you what are the advantages of that. Give me a second. So we were discussing about the advantages, right? So IaC is, as I said, it is an infrastructure as code. Basically what we will do, right? We will use some command prompt and then we will describe some kind of commands here, and it will be like deployed as a resource in any cloud. Okay. So why this is good, or what are the advantages of that? Mainly we can say that we can code it once. Okay. Code once. What happens, right? We can iterate it multiple times. Because once we have the code in place, we can run it multiple times easily, right? We don't need to write it again and then we need to describe. So if we have a file or something, we have that code and we have shared it in somewhere, then we can iterate it easily. So mainly it is like it can be used to spin up different kind of workloads in cloud. Okay. The second thing is it is very immune to human error. So we have that code in place and we have validated and checked it out. So whenever each time we deployed or we run it, we don't need to think about the error, because once that is error free, we don't need to think about the error that is occurred there, right? So it is like that. Next is like we can easily scale it, right? Because with the help of the code that's already written, so it's easy to like let's say if we have some kind of high traffic is coming into our application workloads and we need or maybe in a particular day or in a year, and they are saying okay, we need to create some kind of new environments and all. So with the help of few clicks and commands, we can create this, right? So that's the another advantage. So the main three advantages, like as I said, I hope you got that advantages.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Since it's a code, it is easy to manage as well. So
Yes.
that's the things that we need to understand. And I can and what I'll do, right? I'll just okay, I'll give you something. Let me meanwhile let me create a VM. I don't have any virtual VMC available here. Wait. Actually, this VM is not needed, but yeah, I'll create it. Better to create it. I'm creating. I'm just creating a this thing. Okay, resource group and VM.
Okay. But why do we need this, sir?
Because I don't need to say like save all those files and all in my local system. That's why. Otherwise, it is not needed.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay.
Actually, what these all things can be taken care in my local system as well, but I don't want that because unnecessarily I'm creating a lot of files and right because it will make issues in future. Maybe I'll not be understanding which one is useful and which
Yeah.
is not useful. Like it will be difficult. That's why I'm using. Okay, let it create. So I hope you got the idea what is IaC. So basically, what we will do, we will code and we with the help of some kind of commands, we will deploy and we will get a similar infrastructure. Either it's a VM or an app service or a storage account or okay, it just means Kubernetes. Like that. The workloads will be different, but idea is taking some code with the help of some commands, we will deploy some infrastructure. That's it.
But sir, like earlier we used to create Kubernetes and all through the portal and all, right? So I mean, this time are we just going to code and this VMs or Kubernetes would get created something would deploy?
At that time, what we did was we go to portal. Now itself also for creating a VM, we go to portal. We created it out there, and then we accessed it with the help of command lines, right?
Yes.
Kubernetes is also what we did was we created the cluster, but the pod and all we created in command line, but the cluster is created with in portal, right? With
Yes.
the help of that UI.
Yes, sir.
So here what we will be doing is we will not be like going into that portal and all. Okay, we mainly focusing on the code and the command lines. And we will use
Okay.
the portal to validate is that what that is happening, that what we can say the deployment is happening or not.
Okay. So means the outcome is same, but
Outcome is
we are
same.
just
The
changing.
manage how it is managing is different. The aspect of managing or the kind of thing that we will be doing is different. That's it.
Okay.
Let me try to. So now I am in the VM. Okay. First of all, I need to install what I need to install that Azure CLI to log
Okay.
into Azure, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me take that command. It's installing. And packing. Let's wait for a few moments. Okay, it is fine. It is happened. And let me log into my Azure. Okay, AZ login hyphen use device code to avoid prompt. Let me copy paste it to that web browser. Let me copy this code and put it over there. Next. Oh, we selected the wrong one. Wherever we are installed, okay. If our we need to paste this code in the web browser that we have already logged in. Like if we have logged in here, we have logged in, right? So here my account is already logged in. So in this we need to paste that URL. Otherwise we need to log in once again. Otherwise, if we like paste this URL in the same browser that we have using, then we need to paste the code and click next. So it will be logged in automatically. Otherwise, what happens, right? We need to log in once again. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it is asking for some kind of 128. Okay. I do have multiple this thing subscription in me. That's why it is asking for different selecting any subscription. Okay. So AC account show. Let me try to show it. Okay. Okay, what network? Okay, fine. That is fine. Now, what I need to do is like I'm see here what we will do is we will try to create a virtual machine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And if you go here, this is basically the Microsoft documentation. And here you can see, right? Here you can see creating a VM with the help of, there are different ways to create VM, right? ARM template, Terraform is there, ARM template, Bicep, PowerShell, a lot of things. So actually, what we can create is actually we can create, here what happens, we are going to create a VM. Okay. First of all, we need to create a bash file, or we can
So
use.
are
Yes.
so are we going to create a VM through Azure CLI or what?
Yeah, we are going to create an. Currently, what we did was we created a VM with the help of this portal, right? Now, what
Portal?
we are
Yeah.
going to do is we are going to create a Azure Virtual Machine with the help of command line. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just following this itself. See. So resource group is physical Azure create. Okay. I'm just copying it and paste it over there. Okay. First of all, I'm creating a resource group. Okay, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for before that, make sure that do we have that resource group name in place, this name. Okay, we don't have that resource group in place. Okay. So let me create it. Let me try to create it. And let's see if we are getting any errors or something. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to this and I'm just pasting that whatever we have. Okay, Z group, create, name, resource group, location, location. So location we already mentioned it is Vestius 3. Resource group is my resource group. So what it will do, it will create a resource group with this location. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Let me try to create. Okay, I got some kind of response. Normally, when we are getting this kind of response, it means that resource is created. Okay,
Okay.
let's see whether it is created. What was that name? My resource group CLI. See,
Okay.
Resource
So we
group is,
create through the commands.
yeah, from command. Without, like, we didn't go through this UI. We just go through this command prompt. So we created one resource group, right?
Okay.
Let me go to the, okay, here we get another command to create that virtual machine. So let me copy it.
But sir, I mean, is this page the Azure CLI? Are we in the Azure CLI right now?
Yeah, we are already logged into the Azure Virtual Machine. This AZ group is a command, okay, which will work only when we have installed a Azure login. Okay, AZ login.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
If we are
In
using AZ
CLI, right?
login, what happened, like we are interacting with Azure with the help of command line interface. That is what is Azure CLI. Got it?
Okay, okay.
Here we are dealing, like here we are communicating with Azure with the help of this portal. From here, we are connecting to Azure with the help of Azure CLI. That is why we installed Azure CLI earlier. Got it?
Okay, okay.
If we don't have Azure CLI in place, we can't use this AZ group command and all.
Okay, sir, got it.
Got it. Like if we are using kubectl command without installing that, it will not work, right? So similar
Yes.
kind of aspect.
Okay.
Okay, let me copy paste. I think this is it is multiple. Okay, what I will do, right? I'll create one file. Okay, VM, right? So vim virtual. Okay, VM dot sh. Okay,
Okay.
and let me paste it over here. Escape to bash VM dot sh. Aging my resource group, okay. Okay, something is missing over there. Okay. Resource group we need to mention. Here we didn't mention resource group, that's why. For
Okay.
that we can do one thing. We can put these two values in that, okay? Vim VM dot sh. We have two values, right? Okay, location and do you know why it is asking? Here we mentioned resource group, okay?
Yes.
And what happens? There is no value passed for resource group. So that's why I am giving resource group and I am giving this resource group. Okay. Do you got it?
Means, sir?
See, look at this command. Here VM name, it is my VM. Okay.
Yes.
Username is Azure user.
Azure, sir.
And I am trying to create AZ VM create. This is a command. Okay. Resource group, I am mentioning a variable. Okay. Dollar starting means it's a variable. Resource group. I didn't mention anything for resource group, right?
Yes.
Here name VM name dollar VM name, which means this is a variable. It will take my VM image. It is there. Public IP, that's fine. Admin username, which means dollar username, which means this is a value. Got it?
Yes, user.
But I
Yes.
don't have that
Sure.
value for resource group.
Yes.
Yeah. For then I'll add this line also, resource group line also over there. Okay.
Okay, the same. Okay.
Okay. So I'll add that. So now I have added this. See here, it gives an error, right? Argument. Okay, I need to put one password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is asking for password. Okay, the password must be 12 characters. Okay, let me run it once again. And I'll give a one password. I do have that password with me. Okay, here I am
But
giving
sir,
the password. Yeah, tell me.
how should we uh, uh, um, select the memory space and all, like the configuration of the VM?
Yeah, let's see what it is giving. Okay,
Okay.
I have provided the password. See, error code invalid template deployment message. The deployment VM deploy is not according to the validation procedure. The tracking is okay. Senior is details code SKU not available. Your questions answer, which means we
Okay.
didn't mention any SKU, right?
Yeah. Space and all.
Yeah. So we need to mention that part also. So let's see what it is having. SKU, okay. V2. Okay, it is giving some kind of message also. What? Following SKU failed for the first SKU. PS1. V2 is currently not available in the location. Please try another size to deploy different location or different. Okay. Okay, then what we can do is like we can edit that command once again. And I'll mention location is equal to okay, I'm putting no UI north, okay? Then I'll add one more. Minus location dollar location. Then SKU which SKU we need to provide size like 1 second. Size a small SKU BS1 V2. Okay.
But sir, the portal thing seems like much easier than this.
Yeah, I'll say why I am doing this, and I'll say why it is, why we are using this. Yeah. Okay, it is giving standard TS1 V2. Okay. Standard it is not taking. Let me try to create this then. Okay, I'm running this. See, it is giving right.
Yes,
Mm.
it's running.
Obviously, you'll think, yeah, it is very difficult because it's easy to handle it in
Portal.
portal. Okay, I'll show you. I'll see. Let me see virtual machines. See, you can see one was running, right?
Yeah, but sir, how did we figure out the SKU and all?
Sorry?
I mean, how did we figure out the SKU, the space, and all?
Yeah, it
We
will
we
take a
didn't.
basic one.
Okay. So we just put the codes, right? All the
Yeah,
codes.
yeah. Let's see what it is. Yeah, see, standard ESN V2 it took.
Okay.
It is creating, not yet created complete. Okay, it's running now. It's running now, right? Okay, see, we got the reply like this. Okay, so the idea is like this is the public IP, this is the private IP location, primary details we got it from here.
Okay.
Also here what we did was we created another resource group as well. So you can see that there is another resource group created. See, resource group. What was that resource group? Okay, this is a different resource group. Okay. So this is basically IaC, okay, infrastructure as code, which means if we have some code in place, we can create it. For example, if we need another VM, what we can do? We can just run the code. What will happen? It will load and it will do what? It will create another VM, right?
Yes.
Because
But for that,
once we have a good code or something, we can create VM easily, right?
yes.
But it is difficult to create the code. That's what you are thinking.
Yes. But
Yeah.
sir, in this I mean, we copy and paste the code, but what was the sequence? Because earlier, like it wasn't running, right? What was the fault?
Yeah, I can show. This time what I did was I did it with for a Linux VM. I copied it. I copied this one, and then I put this one also, and I put this one. 3 commands I put. I didn't put anything else. I can show you that. I can show you that. Let them create it first. Okay. It is the basic time that is required from Azure to create a virtual machine. That's it.
Okay.
So if you go here, virtual machines, another VM is creating. See, this is another.
Same configuration.
Yeah, same configuration. See, same configuration. Okay, it is creating. Okay, it is created. So we are able to create this VM very easily, right?
Yes.
On testing, yeah, we face some issues, but once it is done, we can create the VM very easily, right?
Yeah.
That means to do it is repetitively or in different iterations, it's easy to deploy with the help of what? IaC, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, we need to go to that
Saves
portal, then
save
go to
time.
select and all, right?
Yes.
And I can show you the details that I have mentioned. See here, what I did is I just did a random ID, whatever that is provided, no issues on that. Okay, I provided my resource group was this. Okay, so what will do is it will create a random ID and it will replace this variable. So my VM resource group random ID, this kind of resource it will create resource group. Let's search for it. Let's search for it. Resource group. You can see 2, right? Because this is a random number generated.
Okay.
Okay. And here region is US, my VM name, mine random ID, username Azure user, VM image we mentioned. Okay. And we mentioned another command called create a resource group. Okay, that is created. Then we mentioned
So where did we got the image, the VM image?
here this one.
No, where did we got that from?
Yeah, I took it from this command itself. I'm not
Okay.
bothering about
Okay.
the image and all. See here from here only. I'm
Oh,
not
it's
bothering
already
about
there.
that. Yeah, I'm not bothering about that for now because you don't need to think about each of the things that we have mentioned here. You need to think about the
Yes.
concept. Okay.
Okay, so you just copy and pasted all those commands
Yeah, exactly.
and do some minor changes like the name and all.
Yeah. Yes. If I need to change my username or change my region or change my resource group name and a lot of things. The idea is we run some code with the help of some command. See, we have these values, and with the help of AZ command, right? AZ, you can see AZ everywhere, right? AZ group
Yes,
create
sir.
is one command, AZ VM create is another command. So with the help of some kind of commands, what we did, we created that infrastructure. That's what it is happened, right?
Sir, let's say if you wanna change in the SKU, then where can we change the SKU, the storage
Yeah,
and all?
we can add the corresponding keyword here for public IP SKU. See, this is needed.
Okay, standard.
Admin user like this, we need to add that keyword, whatever keyword we need for location or
Okay,
this SKU or whatever, we can do that. We can append that.
okay, okay. Okay, we can do some changes.
Yeah, exactly. Let me delete this resource group because it is not needed. So my intention is to understand what is happening, explain you what is happening when we are doing with command prompt. You got it right, exactly what is it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir. It's
we
just a
got some
time saver.
challenges, we got some errors. Once we are good with it, we are very easy to do it multiple times. We can create 10 VMs easily, right?
Yes,
Otherwise, it is very difficult to create 10 VMs. We need to go all those steps one by one in this portal. So that is the advantage.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Even though if we have like some changes in the VMs, so we
Mhm.
can just copy and paste the code and do some changes and create the other VM like that.
Exactly. And for example, if you have this code, okay, this vm.sh, you can also deploy that,
Yes,
right? What you need to do is you need to log in, and if you have this file, this code with you, you can easily deploy.
yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm coming to that part. Okay, this is deleting a little bit. So where is my presentation? Okay, so that is what is IaC basically. Deploying some infrastructure with the help of some kind of commands. We will have some codes, we will run some commands, and that infrastructure will be provisioned. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
let me come to some tools. There are some IaC tools. Okay. Here what we did was we just use some CLI and we just did some code. That's it. Okay. But these are the popular tools that are available as now. Okay. These all are IaC tools. Docker, Ansible, Terraform, CloudFormation, Packer, Vagrant, a lot of things. Okay. And there are a lot more, but these are some popular ones.
Okay.
Okay. And there are some difference in between these kind of tools. Let
So
me,
the Docker we already did, right?
yeah, Docker, yeah. All our infrastructure, like we are coding, and once we code, we run with the help of Docker build or Docker run on something, and we are getting an infrastructure, right?
Okay.
Do you remember we have one Docker file, we can build it, so one image will be created, and we can run the
Yeah,
image, so one container will be created.
yeah. So is this the same concept? I mean, was that the IaC tool which we did like earlier? Like I mean, as you told, like we did the containers part and all. So
I'm
Docker.
saying about the concept. What we did in Docker,
Okay.
what we did was, first of all, we created one Docker file, right?
Yes.
What we have
And
here,
create a
some
Docker
kind of
image.
code, right? And we build it, we build, it creates some kind of image,
Image.
and then we run it, then we got some kind of container, right?
Container. Yes, sir.
So if we think about it, what we did with the one second. What we did basically, we did some coding, we run some commands, and we got some infra, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the process that we are following in what? IaC.
Yeah,
And
same
explaining the
concept.
concept. Okay, got it.
Yes, sir.
Now also what we did with the help of command line, we do some code, did some commands, and we got some infra. Okay.
Yes, the concept is
Now,
same.
yeah, now we are discussing the different type of tools that can be used to do the coding, do the commands, and get the infra. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
We are discussing about what kind of tools we have to handle this part, coding and command.
Okay, okay.
Okay, got it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
So Docker, Ansible, Terraform, CloudFormation, a lot of things are there. So when we look it into a little bit deeper, we can see that for configuration management or configuring tools and all means configuring some kind of workloads, we will use mainly these three: Ansible, Puppet, Salt, Stock. Okay, these are the three popular one, and the most popular one is Ansible. Okay,
Okay.
its main duty was like to what it can designed to install and manage software. It can maintain some kind of structure. There is some kind of version control, which means like that version control, we can say that if we have one file, version 1, if we had changes and make it to version 2, this file is also accessible. That's what version control. We can handle these versions, multiple versions. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, this is the one that we need to understand. It is mainly for what? Configuration management. Okay. So Ansible is mainly for what? Configuration management. And what is configuration management is, once we have a VM up and running, okay, we need to install, for example, we need to install Chrome, or we need to install what? SQL Server, or we need to install Azure CLI. These kind of things can be achieved with the help of what? Ansible.
Okay, for installation part and all. Managing.
Yeah, mainly configuration management.
Okay, okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
There are some kind of server templating tools. Okay. Docker, what we did, we're creating an image, and with that template, we can create multiple instances, right?
Yes.
Similar kind of things is doing by Packer and Vagrant. Okay. So there will be pre-installed software and dependencies, and it can create Docker images or virtual machines or whatever. It's also part of IaC, but it is the concept, like the task it is doing is different. Okay.
Okay.
And provisioning tools. We are provisioning some kind of infrastructures, right?
Yes.
That means we are creating VMs, we are creating multiple things, not at all VMs. We are creating networks, we are creating resource groups, we are creating storage accounts, we are creating managed disk, we are creating network security groups, we are creating app services, a lot of things. So basically, provisioning tools is for creating infrastructures. It can create servers, DBs, network components, whatever it may be. It will also support multiple providers, which means it can be used for what we can say, it can be used for AWS. There will be something for Azure. There will be something for GCP, like that. Okay.
Okay.
Platformation is for AWS. We have AMP template. It is for Azure. Terraform. I'll come to that. Okay. So there are some cloud, like a provider native provision tools like AMP template and CloudFormation. And also there are different kind of tools. Okay. I'll come to that. You got it, no?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So now you understand what is the difference between Ansible and Terraform.
Yes.
Ansible is for mainly for configuration management,
Configuration management and Terraform is professional
for
tool.
provisioning. Provision is important than configuring, right?
Yes.
Yeah, configuration is also important, but when we compare, once we have some kind of infrastructure provision, then only we need to configure something, right?
Yes, sir.
So if an engineer knows Terraform and Ansible, that's good. Okay. If an engineer knows Ansible only, then there is a dependency. Somewhere,
Yes.
someone is there, like it is needed to provision the resources, right? With the help of Terraform. So what
Yes.
I'm saying is, if someone has knowledge on Ansible and Terraform, yeah, that's good. If someone is having only Ansible knowledge, that is quite difficult because Terraform will provide some kind of infrastructure. Then only we can do some configurations. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But if we have only Terraform, that's fine because provisioning is the thing, right?
Yes.
I hope you got the importance of Terraform than Ansible.
Yes, sir. It's much important than the Ansible
Yeah,
because after provisioning only, we'll do some configuration.
configuration things will be happen. And what happens? We can integrate Terraform like Ansible, like we can integrate some code of Terraform, sorry, Ansible in Terraform. That's a different case. But the thing is, both are the kings in their own section. Configuration management, Ansible is the king. Provisioning, Terraform is the king. Okay.
Okay.
And let me, okay. And when it comes to Terraform, what it will do, see, in Terraform, it can cover Azure, GCP, AWS, VMware is a different cloud, physical machines. Everything can be created with the help of Terraform. So we saw that what CloudFormation is for AWS, AMP template for Azure and all. But Terraform is for what? Terraform is for, right?
All.
Yeah. So that is the important thing.
As a third party. I think Azure has some bicep thing, I guess.
Yeah, bicep is also, bicep is there. Bicep is there.
Yeah, that's for Azure. That's a personal Azure.
If you learn bicep, it is only beneficial for Azure. You can't use that in
Yes.
anywhere else.
Yes.
If you know ARM templates, basically bicep is a backend of ARM template, I can say. Hmm? So if you know
Okay.
ARM template also, it will be only helpful for Azure. But if you know Terraform, it can support multiple
Platforms.
multiple providers. That's the main
Yes.
advantage. And I can suggest you one more thing. There is something called Follow Me, okay, which is a similar kind of setup like Terraform. It can be used as a substitute for Terraform. Okay, if you need, you can explore it. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and So Terraform can help out to provision resources in different cloud and all. Okay, that's why it is much important. And basically, Terraform is developed by HashiCorp. Okay, Terraform is using HCL language, which is HashiCorp language. Okay, the name itself, the company name itself, HCL called HashiCorp language.
HashiCorp language. Okay.
Yeah, you can use JSON also. So like it is like JSON also will work.
Okay.
So in the next session, Bhavi, what we will be discussing is we'll be exploring Terraform. Okay.
Okay.
And why we need Terraform is we use this kind of like we find some difficulties while we're creating this, right?
Yes.
So we will get some kind of libraries and all for or registries, we can say, to explore what all things we need to configure, what all components we need to configure for a virtual machine or like that. For
So does it
example,
have the templates ready-made, sir? Ready-made templates?
yeah, I can show you. If I am searching blankly, I am searching Terraform, Azure Virtual Machine. Okay, virtual machine I am searching. It is giving a link and clicking it. Basically, this is a Terraform registry. It will give me Azure Virtual Machine. It will manage as a virtual machine and it will give me a code. See,
Okay.
the
So we just
long
have
code
to
is
copy
given.
and paste.
Just copy it and paste it and it will run. We can change the
Okay.
names or the concept or something that we need according to our requirement. And it will
Oh,
explain, see, name, right? It will give us name. What is name? It is required, which means it is mandatory. Resource group name,
okay.
that is also mandatory. But if you see OS profile or we something, it is optional. It is only required when it is a Windows machine. Otherwise, it is optional, right? This one is
Oh,
optional, only required when it is Linux machine. Like, so the main advantage is Terraform's documentation is a best area to export. Okay, you will get like this is pretty much good, pretty excellent documentation they have. You
okay.
can refer this registry. It will give you all. For example, I can search for what virtual network. Okay. It will give me virtual network. See Azure Virtual Network. See that code is there.
Okay. So, sir, does it mean like earlier we used to do all those stuff through the portal like VNet, virtual machines, Kubernetes, and all that? I mean, we used to do through the portal, right? But now we are, I mean, the concept is same, but we are doing it through the code, right? We are
Yeah,
deploying it through the
exactly,
code.
exactly, exactly. The advantage is if we have a code in place, we can do it in easily. We can run it multiple times. We can do it whatever times we need. It can like there will not be error because it is created. It is just executing what commands it have. So it is easy for us also, right? So here what it was, we just take one code and all. So here it is, there is some kind of code available and we will explore that area in the next session. What all things we need to take care, how we will create an infrastructure with the help of Terraform, what all commands we need to understand and all.
Okay.
So now I think you got the importance of Terraform.
Yeah, yes, sir. It's just like we are doing the same stuff what we did earlier, but this time we are doing it through the code.
Yeah, and that's what most most engineers and most organization will do. They will not.
Okay.
They will not go for clicking and doing things. Mostly
Yeah.
they will look into creating it by code, because
Yeah.
the main advantage is they can understand what the engineers are deploying, and they can incorporate or they can match it with their security complaints as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, sir,
Hmm.
can we also like create, I mean, operate Kubernetes through this Terraform? I mean, would we be able to?
Okay, your question is that, so what I'm doing is Terraform a case.
Oh, it has all the. Okay.
You can explore.
Yeah.
You can explore. Everything is there. Okay. Instead of going through the portal, you can copy the code, and maybe you need to change something. Something means if you have changed anything, accordingly we need to change. For example, if you are changing example here, okay, then you need to change example here like that. Only
Okay.
dependent
Okay.
things you need to change. Otherwise, you don't need to change anything. Okay.
Yeah, some sort of changes, and then it would be ready.
Yeah.
And we can also do the load balancer and all everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everything,
Okay.
every
Okay.
resource, load balancer, everything.
Okay.
See, load balancer. See. So
Okay.
the provider name is Azure RM. Okay, keep in mind Azure RM.
Okay. Azure RM.
It is for Azure. And if I
Okay.
search here, see AWS LP, you can see, right?
AWS.
This is a load
Okay.
balancer, and it is for AWS. Okay.
So, sir, this means like we are. I mean, for portal thing is. I mean, it is just for a knowledge, but with Terraform, we can actually like deal with multiple platforms and multiple
Yeah,
providers. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So this is for Google.
Yeah.
Okay, resource Google Compute Network. So the terms may change, computer sub network, which means a subnet, like that. Okay,
Okay.
but that's it.
Yeah. This is for. I mean, this is why I mean, they used to say that if you learn one platform, then you could easily deal with the other platforms as well.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Some terms, some naming conventions, and all will be changing. Otherwise, everything is same.
Okay. Okay.
Also, there may be some difference in services which they are providing. For example, Maruti is giving us some kind of cars. Mercedes is giving us some kind of cars, right? Everything is cars,
Yes.
but they do have different facilities like this.
Yeah. Yes.
If you know how to drive, yeah, eventually you can do, like, even if it is an automatic, you can do it. But a simple level of upgradation is needed, nothing else.
Yeah. Exactly.
That you can achieve if you know one cloud and
Okay.
okay. So that's it for today, I think. So let's catch up on the next session. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.